Welcome back, humans! It's Wednesday, and I'm back with a middle of the week vent session. You know it's Wednesday when I'm on here, because I got a few days worth of venting built up. You know what I'm saying? She was just venting up to, like I said, I can't do them every day, or you know what I'm saying? You might have a venting overload. So, you got to let the shit just like brew, and then you just got to let it come out. You know what I'm saying? Let the other ones breathe a little bit, and then you got to let it come out. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, people are fucking up all the time. All the time. You know what I'm saying? And I got some good vents for you today. Humans, I got some good stuff. I put together some pretty good shit. You know what I'm saying? At least I would say, in my opinion, I think I did. You know what I'm saying? These are some shit I want to vent about. But before I get started, I would appreciate it if you would hit that like button, hit me with a subscription, and turn on your notifications so you don't miss one of these episodes. You know what I'm saying? That way it'll give you a little notification when I'm coming on. You know what I'm saying? And maybe you can catch up. You know what I'm saying? Catch up on some older episodes or, whatever. See how the show progressed, from the beginning. But yeah, today I got a little sports vent, just talking about the weird playoff thing that's they got going on, and I'll keep that one short. And I also got some strange headlines, like, it's like a strange headline / dumb criminals again, because like, man, there's just so many of these people doing some dumb shit. You know what I'm saying? There's just like all kinds of this stuff. There's so many things going on where I don't even know where to start. You know what I'm saying? Because there's just like so many of them to go through. But I got to jump in somewhere, I guess. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, got to jump in somewhere. So I'm going to start with this sports vent. Let me get this sports vent out of the way, and I'm going to talk about it. So they got this new format going on for the playoffs, and they're calling it the play-in game, like the play-in tournament. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like a Sweet 16 or Final Four type of thing of the playoffs for the NBA. And I thought it'd be kind of cool. To me, I think it's going to be better than the actual playoffs because lately, like I said, NBA's been hurting. But the games have been all right. But last night's games was like a big snooze fest. Like, who the hell? I don't know what happened. Like, just one team showed up. And one guy, like, honestly yelled during one of the games. I wonder if he's going to get fined because everybody's all fucking so sensitive with this cancel bullshit. I wonder if he's going to get fucking fined because during the game he scores and he yells, "Get these bums off the court." Or send these bum asses home or something like that. It was awesome. You know what I'm saying? So anyways, the playoffs are on, and last night, like I said, was a big snooze fest, but it's like a one-game elimination type thing, I think. I'm pretty sure the team's done or whatever, and the other team, gets the opportunity to go into the playoffs, I guess. It's kind of weird and confusing shit. You know what I'm saying? They're just throwing some shit just out the blue. It's like, damn it, what's going on? You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, last night's games was a snooze fest. But I think tonight's game is going to be a little more exciting. It's probably going to be more exciting than the actual NBA Finals because it's the play-in tournament and it's LeBron James and his Lakers, part of the Lakers. He's got a bunch of beat-up, bruised-up guys out there and banged-up guys. I don't know who's all even going to play, but you know what I'm saying? Or will they hopefully try to pull the game off and then, rest their guys for the playoffs, the guys that are going to try to play banged up tonight. You know what I'm saying? So it's the Golden State Warriors versus the Lakers for this play-in tournament. And I'm going to try to stay up a little to watch some of the game. And if it's exciting enough, I might be a dummy and watch the whole game like I do sometimes when games are good. But lately games have been kind of shitty. Like they're just been not close at all, and they've just been blowouts. Like it's just blowing out the game. But anyways, so like LeBron James was all mad about it when they brought this thing out to the league. He was just like, this guy should be fired. Whoever's idea this is a dumb idea. You know what I'm saying? After seeing the trailer of Space Jam, I thought that was a dumb idea. I just thought it was like, it just looks horrible. I don't know why. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think Space Jam was really cool at the time because the technology, like, was semi-new and what they were doing. Like, like Roger Rabbit, with humans in cartoons. Even the ones before that, like, way early. You know what I'm saying? Like, the old early Disney ones. You know what I'm saying? But the technology was kind of new. And they did a good mix with the cartoons and the human mixture. But this one just looks kind of like a little too much. I don't know why. It just like the animated LeBron, I was not feeling. I was like happy that they brought him back to the human form. When you see him like a cartoon, I'm like, oh man, what the hell? You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna watch that. You know what I'm saying? And then he went back to human. Then I was like, all right, maybe we're gonna watch it now. You know what I'm saying? But it doesn't look as good. Like I said, I just think sometimes like they're just trying to remake too many movies, basically. You know what I'm saying? I know I'm taking a little spin, but damn, sometimes they just try to remake too much shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, this new Ghostbusters better be good, because they tried it with the ladies, and it doesn't even matter that it was the ladies. Like, if it was all women or they mixed more dudes. It was just a bad script altogether. The movie had some funny-ass parts in it. Don't get me wrong. I laughed a lot into that movie. I just didn't think it was like, didn't feel like a real Ghostbuster movie. Like, the villain seemed too, like, little kiddish. Like, a little, like, I don't know. But I thought the way they did the other Ghostbuster movies, you know what I'm saying? So I'm kind of excited how they're going to do this one. Are they going to, I don't understand. We'll see how it goes. But the last one they did, I just wasn't a fan of. It wasn't just because they were women. It wasn't like, I just thought it was just a bad, like, done movie. From the villain to, like, everything. I just thought it was kind of shitty the way they did it. I thought they could have did a lot more cooler stuff with it. And it would have been, because the people in the movie were super funny. Like, all the actors in the movie, the actresses, were hilarious. You know what I'm saying? And I just thought that if they had a better script, it would have made the movie even better. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe they should have let them riff, like, or let them do the improv stuff. If they did or didn't. I don't know. I don't know how many actors actually get that kind of freedom. And I know I went way off, from the playoffs, which is okay, because basketball has been pretty boring lately. But like I said, tonight's game might be okay. You know what I'm saying? But back to this. Like I said, some of these movies, they just need to stop trying to redo. Like, I mean, they did like 20-something Avengers movies. You know what I mean? If you call it, I think it was like 20-something of movies for the Avengers. I loved all the movies, don't get me wrong, but damn, are you going to make another one? Is there going to be another Avengers? Are they going to get like 50 Avenger movies? You know what I'm saying? It's just crazy. But I'm not saying I wouldn't call those like a remake. You know what I'm saying? But like, they tried to remake just some movies, and I just think they should just back off. You know what I mean? We don't need another Home Alone. You know what I'm saying? We don't need all that shit. You know what I'm saying? We don't need a new fucking series called Tiger Queen and have somebody else come out taking care of tigers. You know what I'm saying? And hurting animals. You know what I'm saying? We don't need that shit. But anyways, we're already crazy enough as it is. Which brings me to these like strange like news headlines, which was could be also be called a dumb criminal, because some of these people ended up in jail after the situations. So, man. Okay, so this guy on the plane, didn't want to wear his mask, And I guess he was told multiple times, they approached the guy and they were like, "Look, sir, please put on your mask." And he was all like, "I'm American, fuck you." And they were like, damn, he went serious like that. There was some quotes in there like that. I apologize for the sensitive ears out there, but that's what he said. So, I mean, not with the accent. I mean, I might have went crazy with the accent, but he did say those words. So I just put a character on it because they didn't tell me, what he was. I just assumed. That's what we do, and it's for jokes. Whoever the sensitivity people are trying to cancel everybody, making jokes. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, which brings me, no. So this dude wouldn't wear the mask, all right? And they were trying to tell him to wear the mask. And they were telling him multiple times, like I said, that he told him, "F you, I'm American," okay? So they, went to him again, and, they're like, "Okay, we're bringing airport security in here while they're on the plane, and they subdue the guy, and the guy gets all physical, and he's trying to fucking, fight with people, and I think he's like swinging on people and doing all kinds of aggressive shit. And so they had to make an emergency landing because this dude, and then like during the fight, I guess he like, he stands up and like snorts some white powder. They didn't say what it was, but they said he snorted white powder on the plane. You know what I'm saying? He snorted white powder on the plane. And then he started fucking like going after everybody. So he like Tony Montana himself. Like it was like Popeye and his spinach or something. You know what I'm saying? He was like, "That's okay." You know what I'm saying? And then, fucking just went off, and they said he snorted some powder, white powder. They didn't say what it was other than white powder. And then he nutted up on the plane, still wouldn't put his mask on. And they were rustling, tussling. They had to make an emergency landing. Everybody was all laid over and missed all kinds of places where they were supposed to be because this dude went nuts, and they had to fucking pull the plane over. They pretty much pulled it over. You know what I'm saying? They had to land wherever they could land and bust this dude's ass. And I guess like the police were all waiting for him, and he got arrested. And they didn't release what the white powder was yet. I was waiting to hear. You know what I'm saying? What it was just like a regular pain pill. I don't know what it was. But they claimed it was a white powder. First of all, you're dumb. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't be flipping out on no airplane right now. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't be like giving yourself a reason to go get, police presence involved. You know what I'm saying? That's A. That's A1 or 1 or A. Or even 0. Like even start at 0 in those kind of situations. You know what I'm saying? 2, if you didn't want to fucking go on the plane, maybe you should have took a fucking bus. There is a bus. Will it take you longer? Hell yes, it will. Will you probably get stressed out during the way? Yeah. But can you get off of it and not die? Yes. Those are other options. You don't have to go on a plane and trip out. You know what I'm saying? If you can do it on a bus and be like, I don't want to wear the mask. You know what I'm saying? And just kick you off a bus. And you don't got, excuse me, you don't got to worry about the police. You know what I'm saying? But if you're going to flip out on a plane, you're stuck on a plane. You're going to try to open the door. You know what I'm saying? Like the one dude that there was another guy trying to get into the cockpit of an airplane, fucking punching fucking flight attendants and shit. You know what I'm saying? There should be a fucking tranquilizer gun. I think if people are going to be tripping out and going crazy, the tranquilizer gun, not the taser, we should be able to just trank humans. That way you don't got to fucking wrestle. You don't got to hurt nobody. They just fucking, look, you're under arrest. You have a warrant. You got like 22 felonies. I don't know how you've been on the street this long. I didn't do nothing wrong. You know what I'm saying? It's like, no, please stop. What are you talking about? I didn't break the law. You know what I'm saying? They're like, no, sir. You know what I'm saying? You have all these fucking, this is a serious warrant. We have to come get you. We seen you on America's Most Wanted. No, you didn't. You know what I'm saying? Or, oh, no way, Holmes. You know what I'm saying? You ain't going to catch me alive. You know what I'm saying? Why would you say that? Why would you say you're not going to catch me alive when they catch you alive? You know what I'm saying? They catch your ass alive and scared as hell. It's always those ones that bark on, talk all that shit. You know what I'm saying? They're going to curl up in the fetal position when it gets real. But, like I said, you can go on a bus and it might take longer and you ain't going to trip out on an airplane and everybody can be fucking going to where they need to go and visit their families. But if you have a few, you got to be like self-aware. You also got to be self-aware. And maybe he is. I'm not going to just knock you and say you're not intelligent. Even though I did already call you dumb and knocked you. Okay, but I'm not right now. I might have then, but I'm just not going to knock you right. Maybe I am. Who knows? We'll see what happens. But it sounded good when I started it. So, you got to be self-aware before you're going to go on an airplane or if you already have those tendencies. You know what I'm saying? That way it doesn't look like you went and started some shit. Because that way it looks like you actually went out with intent to start some shit. Because if you already knew you was testy, you can get up in the morning and be like, man, I don't want fucking everything's just all irritating you. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever. I'm in a shitty mood. Don't go on the plane. Don't fuck everybody else's. You're going to be boxed up in the plane. You already know how long the plane's going to be. You already know how you're feeling. Don't be dumb. You know what I'm saying? Think about it. Just fucking take a bus. Like I said, take a bus because you can get off when you want. You know what I'm saying? You can get off when you want and maybe at a restaurant to get some food. And take a good shit. You know what I'm saying? Take a good shit and get a good meal. And then you probably feel better and get back on the bus. You know what I'm saying? And you won't fucking have to hurt nobody. And they'll probably talk you into wearing your mask because you'll feel good after a hot meal. Maybe it was like the Betty White dude in the Snickers commercial. When he was like grumpy and being like Betty White bitching or whatever. And then they eat the Snickers and then you're like in a good mood again. It's back to you. Maybe that was like what happened. Maybe you just needed some better food. Not that little fucking whatever they gave you on the plane. Maybe you needed more than the peanuts. Those salty ass peanuts, they give you like 12 of them. You know what I'm saying? And they give you like the little 3-ounce fucking drink. They're going to give you the 12-ounce can or whatever you're drinking in the plane. Or if you do, sometimes they don't. I don't know what they're doing now. I haven't flown recently, but last time sometimes I would fly and they would, have the can right there or sometimes they wouldn't. They would just fill your little cup up. This little fucking cup that would never fit a fucking whole can of soda. You know what I'm saying? You want a little soda. You know what I'm saying? And you fucking get this little fucking baby sip. Like you get the fucking NyQuil cup lid. Or the fucking, what's the other one? The fucking Pepto-Bismol cup on top. Full of fucking soda. It's like a fucking shot glass of soda. With like 12 dry ass peanuts. Fuck that. I don't like that. I would piss me off already right there. But then I got to wear a mask. No, I'm just kidding. Now I see where he's coming from. No, I'm just playing. But you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, there was other options. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like you got to be self-aware. And a lot of people should be more self-aware. Like, if you're having feeling some kind of way, maybe you should just stay home a little bit. Chill it out. You know? Go work it out. Get some stress out, man. Go do fucking some reps or go to the gym or, you know what I'm saying? Do something, productive. Go for that walk, and just listen to the cars drive by. Go people watching. But if you know what you're feeling some kind of way, avoid it. Avoid it. It's just that much easier. Things would be a lot better if you could just recognize that, like, man, people just got a regular day today because I stayed home. I could have just fucked all kinds of people's shit up because the way I was feeling, and now I'm feeling better. Good thing I stayed home. Nice job, me. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I think you got to be self-aware. Just so you could avoid a lot of that stuff. And you wouldn't be in an article and getting vented on. But let's continue. Now, this was pretty cool. I thought she was a cool mom, The kid likes Halloween. Halloween wasn't the same this year, and or last year. And so she decided to have the birthday party be like a Halloween theme. So the mom decided to do Halloween decorations inside and all this kind of stuff. But outside, she didn't really do much outside, but she did put like what looked like a taped up dead body out there on the front porch. But I guess it looked realistic. When you see the photo, like, it's like, oh my gosh, it should look kind of creepy. I would want to go check it out. And the fact that it made everybody freak out and make the neighbors call the police. Yes, they had to call the police because she has like younger children of that size. And it looked like it was like, wrapped up in garbage bags, taped at the ankles and like the neck. Like, man, she looked legit. Like it was crazy. Like what you would see in those like murder mysteries and all that shit, man. It looked real as hell. I might have like been, honey, should we say something or should we just avoid it? Maybe she'll come over. What if she makes us some fucking the last cookies we'll ever eat? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? And so anyways, the police came and they showed up at her house and there was like 10 police cars or some shit like that show up at her house, like coming in there thinking it was going to solve some big murder. And the news was there. It ended up being just a Halloween. They busted into a Halloween party. It was a birthday party. It was like a Halloween themed birthday party. And that was pretty awesome. I would have stuck when the cops came, but it would have been a cool party. Because you only get Halloween once a year. But to have it on Halloween and your birthday, that'd be sweet. That was cool of the mom to do something like that. And it was pretty cool of the kid to ask, to have that kind of thing. Because a lot of kids nowadays, like, I don't know, some of the kids nowadays don't feel like, oh, I don't want to do nothing like that. I'm going to do this. I'm going to go bigger. Halloween's kind of fun. Kind of make it fun for everybody. I don't know if they were in costumes or anything, but I know the house inside was all decked out in Halloween. And that was pretty awesome. Like I said, that was an awesome mom right there. That was some cool stuff. It might have scared all your neighbors, but it was awesome. The fact that she did such a good job, that even made, you can only imagine, because they didn't show what it looked like inside. They just showed the little body on the porch, which looked kind of creepy as hell. With nothing else being outside and no Halloween shit else but that, I would have been like, damn, that's a little suspect. I would have been, honey, why don't you go get the phone? You know what I'm saying? Give me the phone real quick. I'm going to keep my eyes on the window. You dial for me and give me the phone. Because I don't want to turn my head and just shit be gone. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh my gosh, that'd be so creepy because, like I said, you don't see nothing else which would indicate that you're decorating for Halloween other than a taped up looking dead body on somebody's front porch. I would call. I would probably call myself. It'd be creepy. I'd want to know what's up. I'd probably watch a little bit before I called. Like I said, I wouldn't want to walk away from the window. I'd be like, just bring me some water. Bring me a pee bottle. This is going to be a long night. No, I'm just kidding. Somebody's going to move it. You know what I'm saying? At what point, how long would you stare at it before you would think it was a decoration? You know what I'm saying? If you saw it there in the morning, I'd probably be like, oh, that's something else. You know what I'm saying? Maybe. Or unless there was more of a big problem inside. You know what I'm saying? What if there's something worse inside? You get all ID channel on everybody, you know what I'm saying? Or 2020 Dateline shit. Oh my God, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Some murder shit going on. ID channel should be called Murder TV. I'm just saying. Everything on ID channel is just about murder. Ain't nothing else. It's not about a robbery. And if it was a robbery, murder was involved. That's crazy. Like, it's an ID channel. It should be called ID. I guess it is ID channel. Not identification. It's probably for like death. You know what I'm saying? Or in death. Like this or something, because it's just always about murder. They stole their whatever money, but somebody had to die. You know what I'm saying? They killed him for the insurance money. You know what I'm saying? Or they were trying to scheme, but at the same time, he killed her. You know? They went to prom once. They were super in love. Then she died. You know, everything it just is somebody, you know somebody's going to die. How cool the story is, you know, they set it up and you're like, I mean, my wife loves the show, the channel, you know, all the shows on there. And I'll be on there and I'm just like, man, I'm almost out of it in a few minutes once they break the plot down because you know someone's going to die. Like as soon as they were like this and this, set up all the characters, and then they're like, and then money went missing and things weren't the same. I'm like, shit, this is where to die. You know what I'm saying? And then I already know what the show is, and I'm kind of like out of it. But I mean, I still watch them or whatever, but I still kind of sit out of it. But I already know it's like someone's going to die. You know, it's just like ID channel. It should be just be like someone's going to die channel. Maybe they're not allowed to call it that. Maybe they wanted to, but they got denied. You know what I'm saying? They got denied the option. Because they can't say, or whatever, like someone's going to die, TV. You know what I'm saying? People getting killed, TV. They used to have a show called Too Hot for TV. You know what I mean? Another thing like that. Like, I wonder if they, you know, I'm going to get on the section before I get to these other articles and shit. They're getting so sensitive on these things. And there used to be some like really good TV shows. And the most people I feel like are going to hurt from all this is like comedians. All right? Like, people that tell jokes. I'm no stand-up comedian, but I like to tell jokes. You know what I'm saying? And I love all these guys out there. You know, I used to go see a bunch of them on my birthdays. I used to go see some stand-up comedians, stand-ups. It was really fun. And we were going to see some last year, but then all this stupid lockdown shit. But now I hope to see some more this year that, you know, things are getting opened up a little bit. But anyways, I think like comedians, whether they're actors or stand-up or both, are like really going to have a hard time. Because not only that, they're writers, you know what I'm saying? Because you can't do like these edgy jokes. I mean, you can do them, but you're at risk of like causing an end to the show or not even the show getting aired. You know what I mean? Because I feel like some people are getting a little too out of hand with the cancel stuff, you know? Like even I'm not I'm a new channel, you know, I'm a new podcast or whatever. And even when I say stupid little things, I get like emails and like, you know what I'm saying? And that kind of stuff for your strike or whatever. You know what I mean? I got one. And they were just like, you know, you can't do this and that. I was like, wow, I said like fucking forced, you know, I get it, whatever. You know, and there's a lot of stuff going on about that stuff. You know, with Crowder and his situation. But anyways, I feel like you can't, like, it's like so going to be hard to make some good comedy because you're going to be so restricted at what you can do. Like, it's almost like you're going to be forced to go back to, like, knock-knock jokes because you can't say, like, a racy joke or a joke about race or make a little joke with just because the person might be of a different ethnicity, you're going to take it, like, racist because of, you know, that person or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, just recently, they went after a stand-up comedian, and I don't even want to mention his name right now. I mean, I went at him before just because I'm not, like, a big fan of the guy, but I also don't want to see nobody not get work because that dude, that's what he does is stand-up comedy. And, you know, that's his life. You know what I mean? That dude does that for a living. You know what I mean? And then now you can't even say certain type of jokes. Like, it's just crazy how you just can't do things anymore that you used to be able to, not even just a few years ago. I'm not talking like a long time ago when, you know, I walked into school for 40 miles with no shoes on. I'm just saying like that shit was like 5 years ago even. You could say cool, funny shit. You know? And so anyways, I feel like, I don't know, man. I just feel like that part just like sucks for people because I love watching comedy. And like now you got to be careful how they rate the comedy. You know what I mean? You got to be careful and you got to you know, there's guidelines now. There used to be no guidelines. And that's what made comedy comedy. Like you have to go past the rules and past the edges to make people laugh. Like the way Chris Rock would say things that you would, you know, maybe say in your mind, and this dude come out with it like out loud, you know, or you get like super intelligent, like, you know, like, and break down different aspects of point of views like Dave Chappelle can do, and, you know, things like that, you know what I'm saying? Or like back in the day, you want to take it old school, like Gary Shandling, you know what I'm saying? Or like, you know, Paul Rodriguez and, you know, Robin Williams, you know, you can keep going, Richard Pryors, you know, even like Bill Cosby, like the dude would do like A lot of people, I know all the crap's going on with Bill Cosby, and I'm just saying, but his stand-up was the fucking really good. Okay, regardless of who you are. People that, his jokes was good. Everybody's Eddie Murphy, dude. Could you imagine Eddie Murphy doing Raw now? If Eddie Murphy did Raw now, it would be like Eddie Murphy would be like, do no more shit, nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, or Delirious or something like that. Or even like a Cat Williams, like he couldn't do his stuff. And like Kevin Hart's couldn't even do like a couple, maybe he couldn't even do Feel My Pain probably anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause you see how his new stand-up wasn't as good because you got to watch what you say, man. And I feel like that's where it's like messed up. Like George Carlin. Those guys were like, you can go on and on, to all these comedians that would have a hard time doing, like right now, like, Dave Chappelle's doing some, comedy still, and those guys are still doing comedy. But it's just like I'm saying, it's just really hard for those guys to do things like, I feel like you have to do it live shows and go see your fans because they're not going to let you do that kind of stuff on like TV and things like that. I'm sure everybody can say what they want when they're doing a live show, you know what I mean? And that's why they don't let you in with cameras anymore, and things like that. Because they're trying, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, and so that's why I feel like those things won't make it on TV. But you have to go see them personally or live, you know what I mean? Or try to find a way to get them, or if somebody shares them online somehow. So I just feel like it's just getting a little out of hand, especially for comedy. People need to laugh. I love comedy, and I'm sure a lot of you humans out there love laughing as well. And I try to bring a little laughter as much as I try. I try to get out there and try to make it happen as if I can. You know what I'm saying? And I just feel like sometimes they just need to back off that stuff and let us tell jokes and let us do that stuff because I feel like we need that. But like I said, it'd be like we need those Eddie Murphy Raws and the George Carlins and all them guys, Cat Williams, all them guys saying those things they do, and Jamie Foxx's and going out there and just shocking everybody with their words, you know what I mean? So, that's all I got to say about that one. And let me get back to some of these things. So just when you thought the Gorilla Glue hair job, you know what I'm saying, was like top notch as far as like super dumb things, I got something here that kind of takes the next, when they're like a champ undefeated for a while. But you see flaws in the game, but somehow they're still staying the champ. Well, this person comes in and bobs and weaves and comes in with the perfect technique and style and knocks the champ out and takes over the crown as the reigning new champion for dumbness. So this person didn't put glue in their hair. They mistaked nail glue for eye drops and glued their eyes. Yes, humans. This person used glue, nail glue, thought it was eye drops, and glued her eyes closed. And this woman happens to be from my state of Michigan. Yes, humans. She thought it was eye drops, but it was glue. You could use that as a burn, like if you wanted to get into the burn. Like back when we were younger, we used to, like now they call it roasting or whatever. But we used to call it like capping or whatever. Like capping, you go for it with your friends and go and like just rip on each other with like your mama jokes or you're so fat or them kind of things. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like that set up, like if I still, I still play that game with some of my friends my age now. You know what I'm saying? Like we still keep it going. We ain't scared and sensitive. We still hang out and do real jokes like that. But I feel like you could make a joke like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, not like your mama's so dumb she glued her eyes closed and thought it was, eye drops. You could say, you're so ugly. Your mama said thought you were so ugly. She fucking glued her eyes closed. You could use that one. I just think, like, that one jumped in my mind when I read that. So I was like, boom, I'm going to use it. You know what I'm saying? When my boys come over, I'm using that shit. You know what I'm saying? When we start getting into it, when we start capping, it's going on. I'm going to drop it, unless they see this episode and, they're going to try to use it first. Whatever. You know where it came from. You know where the origins is. But yeah, I felt like that one was a good setup for a good campaign. So I'm not like I'm not like a nail expert or nothing like that. I don't know what they use and everything. So I don't really know what the nail bottle would look like if it looks like an eye drop bottle. But I still would look at what I'm about to put in my eye. It's my eye. It's your eye. Like, I'm going to look at it. I would even look, even though I know I had eye drops in my hand and it is eye drops, I know it's still new, but for some reason I'll still check the expiration date. I don't even know if the expiration date matters on it. I still fucking look at it for some reason, even though I just got the damn thing. And I'll do it every fucking time if I need an eye drop. You know what I'm saying? Like rarely I would use one or whatever, but I'm just saying whenever I needed one, I would always look at it for some weird reason. You know what I'm saying? Even if something's going in my eye, I'm going to look at it. I don't even know why. Because maybe it's my eye and I want to know what's going in there. And if it looks like something that's not what usually should be in there, I'm going to look. You know what I mean? The tips can't be the same. And I don't know how close the bottles are, but like if it was like the traditional bottles, they look, similar, like it's an eye drop. You know what I'm saying? So I don't really know what the nail glue looks like. But I know like I can by hand know I probably have an eye drop in my hand. And if it feels something else, like I want to look. Even though I know my hand's feeling an eye drop bottle, I'm still going to look at it anyway. Because it's my eye. And I don't know if I would just want to shove shit in my eye. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying, humans. I'm not sure I want to just shove some shit in my eye. So, a guy in Florida, I guess, decided to get his like Ferris Bueller's Day Off on. He was like having like withdrawals of like Ferris Bueller's Day Off or something, or it was on TV because it's been on TV lately. It's been on some local channels lately, and and so apparently this guy was in a car and they got a drawbridge. I guess when you get by Daytona Beach, out there in Daytona Beach, Florida. Shout out to Florida for providing me with such individuals like this. So anyways, cheers. So this guy decided, I don't want to wait for this drawbridge. There's a drawbridge right when you get by this area there. And if, they got these bars come down and they stop you, then the bridge opens and then boats can go by and yada, yada. Whatever's got to go by can go by. You know what I'm saying? And this guy, I guess, didn't want to wait. It was almost like he was using it as a yellow light. Like, fuck that, I'm just going. So he decided to not wait. He went through the security arms, broke those, and looked like his windows cracked on the security footage. If you guys going to look it up, man, go check it out. On the security footage, look at his windows just fucking, they didn't break all the way, but they was like, psst, they turned all fucking broke. And he fucking jumped the fucking bridge. Got his fucking Ferris Bueller's Day Off on. He didn't jump a bridge in Ferris Bueller's, but when they jumped that fucking bump and those guys, supposed to park his ride and took his ride out fucking Joey cruising. And so yeah, man, my man fucking got airborne. It was a barely little jump, but it was still pretty cool. If you guys see the video, it was actually pretty cool. And he was like in a little family sedan. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like no big time performance vehicle. You know what I'm saying? This one's probably going to sell some cars now. You know what I'm saying? Whatever that old ass car brand was like, oh man, and it's like one of them brands that nobody buys no more. You know what I'm saying? I can't even, let me think of a car, you know what I'm saying, that nobody buys no more. And it was like an old ass car, you know what I'm saying? They're going to be like, bring back the fucking, whatever that shit is, the fucking, it looked like a partial state, one of them crossovers, but like the early versions. And my man jumped the bridge. And it was kind of cool. And then he took off. Well, I mean, he got busted, but it was still pretty neat the way he made the jump. Probably would have still been scary. Because even though he did it so quick where it was barely separated, the shit would have still been scary. Because if he timed it wrong, he could have just been stuck there. And the shit would have just slid as he fucking, fell to whatever direction might be falling. And it would have been a different Florida story. Speaking of crossover SUVs, this new Bronco, all right? Really? Really? The Bronco 2, back in the early days, was a manlier truck looking than this new Bronco now. I'm sorry. If you like it, you know what I'm saying? That's a Bronco? That's supposed to be the Bronco? Why does it look all weird? That doesn't look like a fucking Bronco to me. I see people do it like, I couldn't wait to get my Bronco. For real, the shit's about the size of a Ford Escape. Okay? You bought the Bronco Escape. What is that new Bronco? Can somebody tell me, whoever's driving out there, whatever, dude, that ain't no real Bronco. Especially like when you got a Jeep and you got that little baby Jeep. The ones that ain't like real Jeeps. They shouldn't even have Jeep on the fucking ride. Because you know who you are. I used to have a Jeep. You know what I'm saying? A real Jeep. You know what I'm saying? And then I seen these ones that were calling themselves Jeeps that weren't Jeeps. So I'm just saying. Whatever the hell that is not a Bronco to me. Like I said, the Bronco 2 is bigger than whatever you're calling the Bronco Sport. The Bronco Sport. And it looks like a fucking... What's up with that? It looks like a fucking coffee cup. You know what I'm saying? Or the fucking coffee cup, fucking koozie. Is it cozy or koozie? That's a whole nother debate. But this Bronco car is not really looking like a Bronco to me. I'd be mad about the Bronco guy who signed off on that design. For real. That's the Bronco. So, that's the one you want to, remember OJ from? The white fucking Bronco in that little fucking thing. It looks like a fucking minivan. Like I said, it looks like a fucking Ford Escape almost. Like I said, it's a Bronco Escape. The Bronco Sport. Made by Escape. And then they didn't want you to think it was the Ford Escape. The new Ford Escape, what they put a Bronco logo on. They decided to change the body of the Ford Escapes where they're trying to shape, they were trying to make it look like the Porsche SUV. And that's about as dumb as the way that people would like the Chrysler 300 looks like a fucking Phantom. Rolls Royce Phantom. No, it don't. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to go there because somebody else already covered that. Shout out to Cat Williams on that part. Because that car does not look like one. Even if it was by itself, I don't even care if it looks like one till one pulls up, like he says. It don't fucking look like one. You know what I'm saying? That fucking Escape, trying to make it look like a fucking Porsche body or the Jaguar SUV, one of them fucking stupid fucking luxury bodies, that looks dumb and ugly. Y'all should go back to the fucking old body forms. You know what I'm saying? But it's especially the Bronco. What the hell? You made this little fucking go-kart of a Bronco. You just made it this, and you put Bronco on it. You should call it Pony or the new Pinto. You should rename it the Pinto and then put the Bronco for real on it. You know what I'm saying? We were just joking with it. It's actually called the Pinto. Those are, we'll give you the new logos if you pull it in. Make it a recall and y'all can change it to the Pintos. You know what I'm saying? Those will flood the fucking car lots because everybody can be trying to trade their shit in. I don't want the fucking Pinto. We want the Bronco. Pintos are not even the Pony. But damn. That is not a real SUV to me. That is like a fake SUV. It's like a minivan. Like I said, it's the Bronco Escape to me. It's the Bronco Astro van. Remember the old Astro minivan? It's like the Bronco Astro van. It doesn't seem like a real SUV to me. But anyways, I was hanging out, with my brother-in-law. I went and visited them. And I was hanging out, and he was like, hey, man, I got this double IPA. I'm like, what the fuck's a double IPA? I've only heard of an IPA, which I don't know, like I said. So he's like, hey, man, it's just like a stronger alcohol content in this beer, you should try this. And I'm like, okay, I'll give it a whirl. I like beer. I like to try different beers, even IPAs. But this was my first double IPA. Whoa. See how confidently I could drink this one, and there's no issue. But we're going to get to this. Cheers, humans. So this double IPA, which it was named crazy as hell. It was named they couldn't call it Fuck My Life, basically, because it was the initial they highlighted was FML on it. I should have knew something was wrong from that. I seen the highlighted letters in bold, like FML. And then when you put it in the light the right way, because the whole can looks like whitish silver, you can't even read everything else. Like the nutritional facts. Fuck you can't read it unless you're in the dark. You know what I'm saying? You ain't reading shit. All right? What's in it? I don't know, because the fucking can is everything is the same color other than those fucking 3 letters. All right? You see FML big as shit. Everything else looks silver as shit. What the fuck? It's like a hidden, and there's a pint in there. There's only a pint in this can, right? And so, all right, I'm looking at it, and I was like, okay, I can't make some words out. It said Fear Movie Lions on it. Because they couldn't just say FML on the beer can. On this double IPA. So I'm like, I'm like, okay, I take a drink of this thing. I crack it open, and I take a sip. I take a nice beer drink, a normal like drink, like just I just take a nice drink, and I'm like, I want to taste this beer. And I'm like, whoa. First thing I notice is this shit is strong as hell. Like, it's fuck my life. Like, that shit is strong as my life. Like, that shit was strong. And so I'm taking a drink, and we're all in conversation, but in my mind is like overwhelming, like everything we're talking about, like, oh yeah, this and that, this and this. My daughter's working now, this and this. I'm like, oh, that's great. My son's loving his job, la la la. And in my mind, I'm like, this fucking shit is strong as fuck. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, what the hell's going on? Like, me stepped outside of me and was like, did you taste what we're tasting? And I looked at him without trying to look weird in front of my family. Like, yeah, I fucking tasted that shit. That was strong, wasn't it? And he's like, yeah, are you going to tell him? Or I'm going to tell him, And you don't want him to tell him. You know what I'm saying? You'd rather have me tell you. So I look over there and I'm like, look, I don't, this is totally off subject, but this is some strong beer. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, what's in this? You know what I'm saying? Fucking vodka? Like, what the fuck? It's like a, tequila beer, like beer moonshine? What the hell's in here? It's like corn whiskey beer? She tasted crazy strong. I mean, you tasted like high alcohol levels in, like, it was like beer in there. It was like a beer taste, but it was like alcohol, like, what's up? You know what I'm saying? I'm alcohol. You want a little beer? You know what I'm saying? That's what it tasted like to me. And I know people probably enjoy it, but that was a little too strong for me. So I'm like, what's in this? He's like, it's like almost 9.0. I'm like, holy shit. I could tell you that. I could probably do the math on that one and break it down. That beer was probably flammable. I'm just saying that. Like, it just tasted like alcohol just was all in it. Like, there was shots in it or something. It was just like it was a strong beer. I couldn't see myself drinking one of those during one of my episodes because I would have been all sloshed. Like, I was all happy as hell, like all giddy. I had to hang out because I couldn't drive home. I felt like I just had to wait this one out. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I'm going to hang out. Like, you guys got some food? Because this was some strong shit. So I ended up having to hang it out, wait it out for a while. You know what I'm saying? And that was some strong stuff on those. Be careful with those double IPAs because that was a very strong beer, humans. And with that said, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. And if you did, I'd appreciate it if you hit me with a like, a subscription, and turn on your notifications because I'm here twice a week and you don't want to miss one. And this has been another episode of Meant to Vent. Till next time, humans. See ya.